Hello, this is a very easy Africa guide for beginners. If you're a beginner Geoguessr player and you know absolutely nothing, this video should help you be able to distinguish countries in Africa very easily. Now, I'm not going to go over any islands. Actually, I could go over Reunion. But other than that, the main countries you're going to want to look at are these. Don't look at the purple ones. You literally will very rarely ever get them. And if you do, it'll be like Trekker. I mean, you could get some car Madagascar, but it's very not really popular. Also, if you don't know what Trekker is like people walking around with a camera. You know what I mean? So let's start with Tunisia, which used to be very common in ADW, but in a community world, it's not as common. So this is Tunisia. It is usually very flat and kind of looks like Spain in a way. I mean, it's pretty close to Spain. It's got like the arid nice thing. I don't know. So the thing about Tunisia is, let's duplicate this and go out. If we look at the coverage in Tunisia, it's only on the east coast. Up from Tunis down to Sfax. You very rarely ever get down here. You can get this island every now and then, and it's kind of goofy. And then you can get some coverage that comes into here, but that's very rare. But yeah, it's kind of just on the east coast and then stop about here. Get this to the coast. I would say above Monastir. I don't know if it's above Sfax or Monastir. You have a follow car, and it looks like this. This is the northern Tunisian follow car. This follows 90% of the coverage in Tunisia. Sometimes it might be like kind of all the way back there, but this is what the car looks like. And if you see this car, you know you're going to be in northern Tunisia. Well, if you're going to be in the Sfax area, south, you're going to get this follow car. It's black and has red, and the license plate has like red here and then black here. You could also use that just as a way to determine if you're in Tunisia if you just see one of these license plates, because I don't think they're anywhere else. I've never seen them. Also, Tunisia has dashed outside lines, kind of like where you would find in Sweden. And yeah, very arid, dry. It kind of looks like Israel too. Like this is a very common Israeli-looking thing, but like on the side of the road. It looks like Israel and a bit of Spain mixed in. So that is Tunisia. Next up, we're gonna go to Senegal. So Senegal has some interesting coverage. We have one of these cars, and you find this silver car in Kenya or Tunisia. No, not Tunisia, sorry. You find it either in Kenya or Senegal. Yeah, we're in Senegal right now. And you get these dashes on the outside of the roads as well. But the best way to tell if it's Senegal are these poles. These poles, you find these poles only in Senegal. Well, you can find them in other countries in Europe, like France, I think, maybe. But this is the only, as far as I know, this is the only pole in Africa that looks like this, and it's in Senegal. And yeah, so if you're in this, if you see this car, it's either going to be Kenya or Senegal. And my best way to determine which one it is Kenya has gold license plates. Senegal has like bluish white license plates. And also outside road lines, it also kind of looks like Tunisia, but not really. It's kind of got more colors on the side of the road, like more orange. It's very sparse and very flat as well. So next up, we're going to go to Ghana. The only really tip I can give for Ghana is the Google car. It's got this here, and it has a roof rack. This is what a roof rack is. But it has black tape right here on this, the top right one. Looking down from here, on the top right one, it has it. And this is Ghana. It kind of does I could see maybe getting this mixed up with like Cambodia, because it kind of, or maybe Brazil, because it kind of has like that that feel to it. But like I don't know how to describe it. This just has like a different feel. If you study a lot of Cambodia and a lot of Brazil kind of has more brighter sand. I feel like you'll know, and you'll know from here. But let's take like NMPZ and you see this, you'll know you're in Ghana because of this. But if you're doing NMPZ and you see this, it might be a little harder, but. I don't know. This would be more of a vibes guess to tell you're in Ghana. It could be Nigeria, but you're usually going to know if you're in Nigeria. But yeah, this is the Ghana car. Next up, we are going to go to Nigeria. So Nigeria has a follow car as well. It's a police car. I think you can actually region guess in Nigeria depending on the lights. If the red one is on this side and the blue one's on this side. I don't know how it works. But yeah, this is Nigeria. You get a very glitched out car here. It's like low cam, and there's like a big blur, or you could see an antenna here as well. Very common. This is like new coverage in Nigeria, and Nigeria is very distinct looking. It looks like the camera quality is a little bad, and it's also like a good way to like It's like your final resort. You know it's not Ghana because the quality's kind of shaky. You know it's not Kenya because the license plates aren't gold, and you have shitty quality. It's probably going to be Nigeria. And I've noticed on a community where Nigeria is an extremely common country. So next up, we're going to go to South Africa. So South Africa is the hardest country to region guess in the entirety of Africa, and honestly, one of the top 3 hardest countries to region guess in the world, I think, according to one of my friends. And the thing about South Africa that is the number 1 giveaway is it has yellow on the outside of the road lines. You only find this in South Africa, Eswatini, Lesotho, Israel, Jordan, and there's one more, Botswana. So South Africa also has these signs. These signs where it's like points one way and then points another way in an intersection is very, very, very common. Also, these chevrons you can find in Botswana and South Africa. Find them more in South Africa, though. But yeah, it's some parts can look really dry, but this is not really a dry location. But since South Africa is so varied, look at how flat this is, and then look at this location. This is also South Africa. It's very, very, very mountainous, but the giveaway is like we have the outside road lines, and also a good way to tell the sun. If you look at the sun and it's pointing to the north, right now it's not. It depends. Like, see if this one is. The sun is pointing to the north. That means we're going to be in the southern hemisphere. That's a good way to tell. Yeah, so if you're tossed up between Australia and South Africa, these outside road lines are a really good giveaway. This is kind of a hard South Africa for a beginner, but yeah, the road lines should be there. And, okay, so next up is going to be Lesotho, which is this country right here in South Africa. And believe it or not, it's surprisingly not that hard to guess. So this is a very good example of Lesotho. It has outside yellow road lines, just like South Africa, but all the mountains have grass on top of them. You see the grass on these mountains? These grassy mountains are very distinct to Lesotho in some eastern parts in Turkey, but you're going to know if you're in eastern Turkey or Lesotho by the outside yellow road lines. If you see the outside yellow road lines, you should immediately think South Africa or Middle East. You know you're not in the Middle East, right? You know you're either in South Africa, Eswatini, Lesotho, or Botswana. This colossal mess. It's also left side driving. And you see these grassy mountains, you're going to be in Lesotho, like 99%. There's another good example of Lesotho here. This is very Lesotho. You see the grass on these mountains. Very, very, very common in Lesotho. And this architecture here, with this kind of like bowl on the top of the houses, is very, very, very Lesotho-like. You see that? Yeah, so Lesotho has grassy mountains. And you can't really see any road lines here, but like you can just tell this is Lesotho by the architecture and the grassy mountains 100%. So next up is going to be Eswatini, which in my opinion is the hardest country in Africa to guess. Eswatini can be notoriously mixed up for Lesotho and South Africa, but something I'd like to notice is Eswatini is just very red. It's the soil is a lot red, and the poles here I noticed they're just sticks. They're sticks with maybe some stuff hanging out. They're majority just sticks, and South Africa mainly has like actual poles instead of sticks. But that doesn't mean you can't find them in South Africa, I think. But yeah, this is Eswatini. Very, very, very red soil, and does kind of feel like South Africa and Lesotho mixed. There's another Eswatini here. This is a bit of a harder Eswatini, but we can see this pole here just being a stick, and the soil being really red is very big hint of Eswatini. Also, white cars found in Eswatini, Botswana, South Africa, and Lesotho. So if you see white car, you're probably going to be there. But I'm not a big fan of car metas, to be honest. But some car metas are, pretty useful for beginners. So next up is going to be Botswana, which is north of South Africa. It looks a lot like South Africa, but it's just super arid and flat. You see how this compared to South Africa, the soil is a lot whiter, just feels hotter and more humid and arid, if that makes sense. This is more Botswana. And here's another good example of Botswana. It looks like South Africa, kind of, but it's just super arid. You have the white car here, and you have the yellow outside road lines. Kind of hard to tell, but those are yellow. You can tell a lot easier here, but it's an ostrich here. That's funny. Yeah, very arid. You can tell. It's just super, super, super arid. So, next up is Kenya. And the thing about Kenya is it has a snorkel on the car sometimes. If you see a snorkel, you're in Kenya 99%, right? But this car, like I said, that is found in where is it found? Senegal. Is also found in Kenya. And you can tell this is not Kenya or Senegal because it doesn't have that pole. This is a Kenya pole, like the 3 and a flat like that. Also, Kenya has yellow plates. It's kind of hard to see a yellow plate from here, but Kenya has yellow license plates. Letting you know that now. And here's another one. You can get this. This is old Kenya coverage. You see, this is new. You have the snorkel here. I can see how this looks like Senegal though, but it doesn't have a dash outside the bones. If we go to the dates and we go to this is an old. Oh fuck off, man. This is an old Kenya car with a mirror here with the black. You can also get a snorkel here as well. And final country, Uganda, the most distinct in my opinion by far. Uganda has this car, which you're only going to find in Uganda. And look at how red this soil is. Oh my god. Such red soil. So, yeah. And the thing about, let me show you Uganda. The coverage is only found in the center. And this one road all the way up to like here. But I've never even gotten that road, I don't think, a single time. Just if you guys need to know, the highway is called Kampala. But all the coverage is around Kampala. Like, I'll drop in right here, and we'll see this car again. This car is so common. And I did not open a tab for Rwanda, but let's just do Rwanda real quick. It's the easiest country to guess in Africa by far, in my opinion. So Rwanda only has coverage in the capital of Kigali. Oh, it looks like they spread it out a bit more. But I've never gone it. I rarely ever get Kigali, but it's going to be in the northwestern part of Kigali. I remember there used to be, I swear there was coverage down here, but I guess it's limited now. I don't know. But, yeah, it has black car, like this. And if you see black car like this, you're in Rwanda 100%. And you're a capital, so you're going to get 4,900 100% of the time. So, yeah, that is pretty good African guide, I would say. I can show some Madagascar. It's just Trekker, like I said. And there's some coverage down here. This is not going to be official, though, I don't think. What the fuck? That's insane. Oh my god. Sorry, I'm distracted. But yeah, that's my tip for Africa. I would say the easiest country to guess is Uganda or Rwanda. And the hardest one to guess is probably Eswatini, Botswana. Because you can get Botswana mixed up with South Africa sometimes if it's on the border. I'll show like a really goofy Botswana. It's going on the borders. I struggle on the border, cause like this is in Botswana. Like this is Botswana. Think about it. Like this doesn't look like Botswana at all. You have the You have the road sign for South Africa. It's not very. It's flat, but it's not very humid, right? But this is Botswana. It's mainly in southern Botswana where you're not gonna get that humid vibe. Like, let's go here. Oh, this isn't even official. But if you get like further north or further west, like if we go all the way up here, it's gonna feel arid. Yeah, it just feels fucking arid. All right, that's my video. Goodbye.